team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, small request, please subscribe to the channel. We upload videos on daily basis. Also, I'm running a new DevOps series which is 30 days of DevOps, where I'm trying to cover cloud DevOps as well as normal DevOps. Okay, and in today's video we are going to deploy a full-fledged application to Azure Kubernetes service, okay, which is basically a Kubernetes service hosted by Azure. Okay, so like whatever issue comes in Kubernetes, that will be managed by Azure, and that is the reason it is preferred, because you don't need to put too much effort to like fix issues that are coming on the cluster. Okay. Also, I'm recording this video after I have just completed the deployment, and application access is working fine. Okay. The reason for recording this afterward, because I faced a lot of issues in today's video while deployment. So I just wanted to let you know what kind of issues I faced. Okay, so first issue that I was facing is that my deployment was not able to fetch the Docker images. So for that I just thought to use the Docker Hub repository images which I already have. Second, next thing what I tried, what I was facing issue is application was deployed, but I was not able to get any URL or IP address to access it. Okay, so that also I have fixed. So basically everything that is done as of now is fixed and it is working fine. Okay, so I would like suggest you watch the whole video, because there are lots of issues that might come and I want you to work very hard with this. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Okay team, so what we are going to do today is create a Kubernetes cluster inside Azure portal, and we will be deploying our applications to that portal using YAML files. Okay, so first of all we need to go to portal.azure.com, and here you need to search for Kubernetes. Once you search for Kubernetes, these options will appear and you can select the Kubernetes services. Okay, also in case you are not aware, Kubernetes and OpenShift are two similar kind of container management tools. The difference is that OpenShift is coming from Red Hat and it's a paid version, and it has better support from Red Hat team. Okay, but if you want to use free one, then go for Kubernetes. Okay, so to create a new Kubernetes service, you can click on create a Kubernetes cluster, and it will take you to this page. You can provide the details like resource group name, cluster details like we want to use for dev test, a name would be fine like Shack22, and these details, these are like minimal details. Also, see, as of now I could not create, so I will just use the one that is already created. Okay, so this is the one which is already created, so I am going to deploy the application on this. Okay, so coming back to the project, and as of now I have just pushed where is it? Yeah, so I have pushed that shopping cart application project, and we'll be using that. Okay, so let me do some certain changes. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, next what we need to do is just write the pipeline and start the pipeline to build and deploy. Okay, so let's do that as well. Okay team, so what we are going to configure now, yesterday we were using a Docker Hub repository, but now I want to use the ACR. Okay, so for that I will go to add this task, Docker build and push. Then in place of container registry, as of now you can see it's nothing there, so you click on manage to create a new service connection. Okay, click on that and click on Docker registry, click on next, select Azure container registry, authentication type service principal. Now it will automatically should take your subscription. Okay, and here we will select our container registry which we have created. Okay, connection name we can provide as ACR-repo. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Click on save. Okay, and meanwhile what I can do, I can go here, open the container registries, and inside the repo, yeah, this URL and other things will be needing, so that's good. And here if I refresh this, now we can have the connection. Okay, now it is asking for container repository. So here the doubt that I used to have is do we need to provide the repositories in this format, this slash let's say Aditya repo, or simply just this one. So no, I'm not sure, so we will just check for that. Okay, and let's see. So I will start the build. Okay, Docker file it is looking for, so we will just provide the, okay, Docker file is available, no issues. And yeah, rest everything is fine. This tags I will change one little bit as latest, save enqueue, and let's see the status now. So if I go back to this, see, you can see here it says listening for jobs. That means it is waiting for job to get triggered. Okay, so we will, yeah, so I guess job has started and we should be able to see that here as well. Okay, so let's see if it works fine or not. So if this works fine, then what we can do, we can use the YAML files as an artifact, and then we will be using the those artifacts to deploy the application to Kubernetes server. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this might take a little bit of time because we are running this build for the first time, so it needs to download lots of dependencies. Okay, but still it seems it is like downloading very fastly, so it won't be too much. Okay, some issue is there. Okay, test cases, no issues. What we can do, go back here, edit, and here we have package, right? This is, one second. See, basically we need to provide a parameter which says, I think we can put here skip tests equal to true. Okay, let's check now. See, remember that these kind of problems will definitely appear, and you need to figure out like how you want to fix those things, because even I'm showing this on my system, so if you are running the same thing, it may be different. Okay, so whatever issue comes, try to figure it out and try to fix it. And at this point I believe all the issues that are there can be fixed very easily using the Stack Overflow or any other thing. Okay, so this time you just saw like we added the parameter and it is success now, right? Now it is publishing the artifacts. Okay, now we are in build and push stage, so let's see if it works fine or not. So okay, so it has started building the Docker file, a Docker image, and okay, it is able to push also. Great. So to see the Docker images, we can go here or go to our ACR repo, go to services, and inside services we have repositories. Okay, and you can see the repositories that we created. Inside that we have the latest tag, so image is existing, and that is a good thing. Okay, so the job is success now. Okay, next what we want to do is, this was the CI pipeline. Okay, now we want to create a CD pipeline, and few things we need to change first. Okay, so for that we will go to this one, YAML file. This is the YAML file which we will be using for deployment of the application. Okay, so if I go here, yeah, so if you see, this is the name of the Docker image that is going to be used. Okay, so I'm going to replace the image name inside the YAML file using the Docker image that we have. Okay, so this is, one second, let me see the pipeline that we were using, basically the branch that we used. Okay, if I go back here, go to edit. Okay, we are using the branch circle CI project setup. Okay, so in that branch only I will make the changes. Okay, it's not here, no issues. We will go to main, and let me do some changes here. Download this and remove this file, and again we will upload the docker file. Okay, so docker file added. Now we can edit our YAML file. Okay, so in YAML file we just need to change the image name. So this will be the new image that is supposed to be used. Okay, so this is done. Next, one more time we will just trigger the build so that from the new branch details can be set up. Okay, so here we'll select main, save and queue. Okay, meanwhile it is running. Okay, it should not take too much time because we have already ran the build, so it's like running the same thing again, and you can see it is build success instantly. Okay, so that's a good thing. Okay, so yeah, basically one more thing, we need to copy files too. Basically what I want to do is like use the YAML files in the form of artifacts. Okay, let me just show you in a second. Close this. Yeah, okay, so job is successful, it's fine. Okay, now our CI pipeline is completed. Okay, let me just rename this as well. Okay, save. Yeah, okay, so next thing we want to create the CD pipeline, and usually like when you want to create releases or CD pipelines, you will go to releases option. Okay, so we are here now, click on new pipeline. Okay, so here we want to use this, let's see if AKS is there already. Kubernetes is there, yeah. Okay, so this is there, it's good. And stage name we want to name as deploy to server. Okay, close this, and here we need to add an artifact. Okay, so multiple ways you could do this. For example, you could just add the pipeline thing, but what I will do, it's like interesting version. Okay, so I will use the directly some files directly from repository. Okay, so we will select project name, source repository. Okay, default branch, so default branch I have set up main. Okay, and here do we need to provide anything? Yeah, let it be. Okay, so I have added. Okay, now if I go to here. Okay, so here also we need to create service connection. Okay, which is not already there. So again, just go to manage. Okay, and click on new service connection, and here let's see if Kubernetes is there. Okay, Kubernetes is there, and Azure subscription, it is looking for the subscription that we have, and as of now we are having free one. Okay, cluster is asking, so the one that is already visible let me show you Kubernetes services demos. So this is already created, right? Yeah, here namespace, so we want to deploy to default namespace. Okay, and let's use this, and let's provide the connection name. So I will just provide the connection name as kubecon, this one, and save. Okay, still several of you might be thinking this is very easy and showing, but unless you are like practicing it on your own system, it is not at all useful. Okay, so my suggestion, use it, then only you will be able to understand. Yeah, so now it is available, namespace is default. Okay, command we have, so command I want to use apply and use configuration files. Okay, so path of configuration file I have is this one, right? And rest as of now we will just leave it things as it is. Okay, so let's try to deploy. Okay, I guess we did not provide the agent details where we want to run. Okay, so we want to run it on our own agent. Okay, so this is good. Let's try to trigger the job again. Okay, deploy. You can go here and you can see an agent is ready for the job. So let's monitor it now. See, almost like within 10-15 minutes, whole thing like build and deployment to Kubernetes cluster is being done. So if you are smart enough, you will just watch the video and try the same thing. Okay, and that is good. And I would really appreciate you if you are watching the video and implementing it on the same day, because eventually okay, some issue we are having. So let's see, validating data, so we could not find the requested. So if you kubectl field with, okay, so issue is there, so let's try to fix it. Okay team, so the issue is fixed now. We just needed to use a different task. Okay, here if you go and search for kubectl, so basically we needed to use this one, instead we were using this one. Okay, so after adding this one, if I go back here, same thing we have like used, nothing different. Okay, we have like selected the file using file path. Okay, and we are using the command apply. Okay, one more thing I want to do is clone this task, because I want to get SVC details. Okay, and here in apply I want to write as get SVC. Okay, no configuration is required. Okay, we will save this. Also, one more thing that is required as of now, let me show you. Let me open this in new tab, go to repository, go to the YAML file. Okay, so here we provided the details of ACR repo. So basically we need to configure the like authentication for this as well. Okay, so for that reason, I just to avoid that, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use my own application that I already own Docker image that I already have, which is like which can be fetched without an issue. Okay, so I will put the details in that YAML file, edit and and second, now this image, it will be directly fetched from the Docker Hub repository. Okay, so we will save this. Just check one more time, RGSR shopping cart. Okay, fine. And we will go back here. This also is correct. Okay, so rest everything is fine. We can just create the release. Okay, let me say job is C job. So here we will select our own pool. Okay, save and create. So release 3 has been created. We can see the progress here. Download artifacts was successful. Now kubectl apply is pending. So I guess we need to delete this because we are creating a new one. Okay, so the deployment is successful, but this command failed, so no issues for this. Okay, we can go back here and refresh the page one time. Demos, go to workloads. Here you can see like deployment is successful, the application that we deployed. So this is the main deployment deployment. Okay, we are having 2 replicas. Okay, and they are ready also. Okay, Next thing, if we go back to services just to see if the service is deployed or not. Okay, so actually we just deleted, I think I deleted the latest one. Okay, no issue. So what I'm going to do, just run it one more time. Okay, so before that I will remove this one also, so that it does not cause any issue for the deployment. Okay, yeah, service is not there. Great. If I go back here, tasks, edit, disable. Okay, save and deploy. So this time it should be able to deploy successfully without any issue. So let's see. Okay, so it has started, and okay, kubectl, okay, so this is successful, deployment is successful. If I go back to Kubernetes services demos, refresh one time, workloads, yeah, so workload, like our this is the deployment file. If I want to see the service file, we can go to services, and here you can see the service is also visible. Okay, so this is how like we can deploy the applications to AKS. Okay, now coming the part to like how to access it, so that also let's do that. Okay team, so to access the application, few changes I guess we need to do, not a big one but very small. So in place of node port, we should use a load balancer. What it will do, it will create an external IP address using which we can access the application. Okay, so first of all, what I will do, I will just commit this thing. Yeah, so commit is done. Next I will just delete the things that are already created related to the application that we deployed. Okay, so services is getting deployed. Now workload, so in workload we have 2 replicas, and I will delete both of them. Yeah, so this is done. Next what we can do is go back to the pipeline task. Okay, so what I will do, I will use a new release pipeline. I will edit, let's provide a name as deploy to dash AKS. Okay, task, just let us see if everything is fine. Let's see if file is correct. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is good, and we will just save, we will just deploy. Okay, okay, so we can see it is able to start the deployment process. Okay, just to see the logs, if we could find something. You can see type is load balancer, node port that it opened is this one. Okay, yeah, so now we will go back here, refresh the AKS cluster page. It was deployment pods were able to be created. Now we will go to services. Okay, see, this is what I was talking about, this external IP. If I click on it, let's see if we are able to see the application. Yeah, see, this is interesting because this is how we will create an external IP address which will be used for accessing the application, right? And you can see the application is deployed on AKS cluster and we are able to access it. Okay, yeah, so this is how it's done, and I'm also happy because I think I'm doing it for the first time and it worked fine. Okay, see, initially even for me this was not working fine because this external IP was not coming, but as I said that whatever issue you face, try to fix it. Okay, because it's not so hard to fix issues. Troubleshooting is very easy if you try in a good way. Okay, so this is good, application is deployed. Let's try to log into it. second. Login. Okay, I think I'm doing something wrong. Yeah. Okay, so we are able to access. It's fine. Okay. So yeah, that's all for today's video, and I hope the video was useful. If it was, then give it a like. If you are new on the channel, then make sure to subscribe. So thanks for watching.